Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let us get to our headlines here, which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory of the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Super Bowl is set. Everybody gather around. Eagles, Chiefs.
No surprises, right?
Nah, not really.
Not really.
I'm a little surprised. I expected Detroit.
I'm surprised Philly
You guys
won.
all picked Detroit.
Yeah.
Yes.
You picked Philly.
Because you guys all picked Detroit. I just
gotcha.
wanted to be different.
Yeah, I got you. Good call.
They are look, I think that's a better roster.
Yeah.
I'm not picking against the Chiefs. I'm not picking against
No,
the
you
Chiefs.
can't. You literally. But you know what though? We always say the Chiefs have that championship pedigree over teams.
Mm-hmm.
There's any other team who's been at the Super Bowl a couple times recently, probably be Philly.
Pedigree of losing.
Okay. Well.
By the way, I think Mac Hollins being
Oh
a championship
Oh my
hero, I think that would have done me in. I think I would have been like, you know what? He already annoyed me walking into the building dressed like animal
Barefoot.
from I'm like,
Yeah,
you know what, dude? Go do a TikTok about it. I am sick of Mac Hollins. And I think everybody loves it.
Yeah.
I find it annoying. I'm just like, ugh. And this guy was going to go be a Super Bowl hero or a conference championship hero. Just bury the Dolphins right now.
Felt the same way. And then I saw Jordan Phillips get a sack. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, perfect. Great. Yeah, thank God we got Jordan Poyer from you guys.
You think Tyreek Hill's sitting in his undies like rooting for the Chiefs? Yeah, guys. Yeah. And they don't miss him at all. Nope. Like, has there ever been a star ever less missed than Tyreek Hill by the Chiefs?
Yeah, he does that one wrong.
I mean, look, he got his money.
Yep.
But I do think it's funny where he's like, yeah, I'm such a competitor. It's like, well, they look like they're competing just fine without you.
I think a lot of times there's certain words we associate with guys who are winning and guys who are losing. That's one of those words. Like, oh, he's a competitor because he's successful at his job? Not necessarily.
Mhm.
Because a competitor to me fights till the doors fall off, till the clock runs out, regardless of the situation. And you see those guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what those guys look like when you watch a game. That guy ain't quitting a lick. Right? Then there's guys who have success, but when it gets a little difficult, the competitive juices seem to fall. Now, I will say this. Any running back that plays for a long period of time has to be competitive for the simple fact that there's a high chance the first couple of quarters of the game you're going to get your ass kicked. And we're going to see what kind of competitor you are if you're going to stick with it, if you're going to keep fighting and keep playing hard throughout that game. But you cannot associate somebody with competitive that quits during the game. End of discussion.
Would you like to hear his explanation about his comments?
I know what his explanation was. It was right after the game. I told you this when he did it. It's a bit unfair to be pissed off, upset, or whatever, and him not really wanting to talk, probably going to say something he regrets. Like, yeah, I get it.
Here was Tyreek Hill on his Twitch stream explaining his end of year comment.
We don't even talk to people anymore.
What y'all had heard at the end of the season is frustration, bro. Like, dude, bro, I've been winning my whole life, bro.
That's it?
I don't understand, bro. Like, I bust my ass every day. So I deserve to feel like that. I deserve to have some kind of opinion. Y'all just want me to say, oh well, get them next year. Nah, that. We got to come back. Like, we got to put some pressure on. Like, hey, bro. Like, y'all got to fix this, bro. Like, come on. Add some dogs in this bitch. I compete. Like, I love to compete, bro.
He's playing Fortnite while he's like, are you kidding me, dude?
So
if you want like the perfect synopsis of the Dolphins, be like, let's reflect on the season, but while playing video games.
Here's a lot of what he said is true. Like to expect somebody to give, the answer you want at their lowest point is asking a lot, right? I told you at the time, I don't care what he said. I don't care about that because the moment and the time in which he said it, you could tell there was frustration and it just kept building, right? My problem is you can't call yourself a competitor and say I'm not going back into the game.
But here's what
I want him to answer that.
Here's what I would say though. I would say on that, and I get what you're saying. I don't know what it's like to be in that position. We talked about this a little bit with the Mark Andrews thing, right? Where he got a little bit of heat because he didn't speak. But I would say your emotions may be overrunning and you may be angry, but they're probably a little bit less if you haven't been playing for a whole quarter. Like all you've been doing is sitting on that sideline thinking.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, keep in mind, can we start off as here's a guy who didn't want to talk. Right? And it's very easy, and I try to avoid this. It's very easy to take the human element out of situations like this when it all becomes self-serving, right? For the media to say he's required to talk, that seems very self-serving, right? And I get it, that's your job or whatever. I can tell you that it's really hard to get your bearings straight when you've been disappointed like that. But I think it really is. And I can't, and I'm trying to take myself out of it because I was okay, I knew how to answer questions and when to just stop talking or whatever. I knew that.
You weren't soft.
But but I can't necessarily say everybody is required to handle a situation like me. We are sitting here talking about another human being and saying how they should have handled it. And that is the part that's weird because we're all different.
I think the one thing that I would say, it's not that Tyreek Hill isn't tremendously talented, right? He obviously has talent. He's worked his way up, and everybody thought he was just going to be a return specialist into one of the best receivers in the league. So, and he played through injury this year. I'm not questioning his toughness. However, all we wanted you to do was just finish the season. Like, that's all we wanted. And then, like, to hear afterwards, it's like you're still saying, well, I have a right to feel that way. It's like, you kind of like you don't you waive your right a little bit when you don't get over the finish line?
Here, you're right. And here's what I would say. He has a right to be pissed off, upset, disappointed, and emotional. He has all those things, all those rights. And I told you at the time, I don't make nothing of it because of all the things I just explained. However, the only problem I have, you don't call yourself a competitor and quit. End of story. That's not competing.
You
usually have stars come on the field and say, I'm going to compete till the doors fall off. I don't care if we winning or losing. I'm still going to compete. That's what you hear. When you say all the things you just said, I can agree with everything Tyreek said. I can agree with the frustration, him having a right or whatever. Okay? Why has he not even mentioned with all that stuff to get you to understand where he was coming from? Why did he not even talk about the fact that he refused to go back in the game?
I don't know.
Okay, you know why?
It's his chat. He's going to answer what he wants to answer.
You know why? Because that would defeat the purpose of his comments.
Yeah.
I'm a competitor. I'm this, I'm that. Not when you quit.
We need to get some mother bleeping dogs in here.
Wait. We go to fights all the time. We've seen fights. We can see when the guy quit.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't after the fight saying I'm a competitor. He ain't saying that. No, buddy, we just saw you give up. We saw you quit. We saw you tap out.
That machine.
Right. So, all of the stuff that Tyreek just said was accurate. But if you include the whole story, then you can start having questions. I don't have a problem with the things people say some dumb stuff when they mad and upset, right? I'll give him that. And I said that when he said them. Don't make nothing of it, man. You could tell how it was building, how the frustration of just having to stand in front of all those people, and then he just said something stupid. That's fine.
Mhm.
Okay? But he never said anything about the fact that all those guys on the field were riding until the doors fell off, and you decided to not to. And once you decided not to, the competitive part of it is out the door for me.
Agreed. And I wonder too, like, I know that the guy is awesome, but I do wonder at this point for the Dolphins and for him, like, it's almost, do you get ahead of this? Because it feels like if there's another bad situation, he's going to be rats off a ship even quicker.
Right.
And that's the thing that I wonder. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm like, we all know that he's awesome, but he's also shown that
you want a guy who's a dog.
He's not a foxhole guy. He's not. Right. And also, by the way, plenty of drops in big games.
You know what we call that? You know what we call that? We call that is the definition of a proverbial front runner.
Yeah.
When things are good, you good. When things are bad and you struggling, you ain't fighting. And we expect you to be the reason why it gets turned around.
We are giving you guys a chance to win a pair of tickets to see Morgan Wallen with special guests Miranda Lambert, Brooks and Dunn, and Gavin Adcock at Hard Rock Stadium. It's going to be in July. If you guys want to enter this contest, text the word Wallen, 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 to 20357. Text Wallen to 20357.
What a show.
Got a lot of prizes here, man.
On,
For more information, go to WQM.com. It's a text contest. Message and data rates apply. Don't text and drive.
My dog just opened the door and came in here and laid down. So
Dre or Zeus?
Dre. No, Zeus don't come out. Dre doesn't care.
Sexy Sauce says, you mean the country singer you always talk trash about? No, that's Post Malone.
Yes.
Wait, is Post
You acknowledged him as a country
Post
singer.
Malone's not a country singer?
Well, he is a country singer now.
No.
No, he is.
He's making country music.
He's a country singer now.
Okay.
He's a country singer now.
Right.
That's what he is.
All right.
No, Morgan Wallen I don't make fun of, even though, he also has to grow up, Peter Pan.
Questionable.